Come on, you can remember, Tina.
I don't even remember.
I think Piley's Tower.
What about it?
Someone died.
Oh my god.
Should I ask someone else to do a recap? So,
Please, I'm sorry. I will get my medicine soon. I promise.
okay, Manikai, give Tina a good recap so she remembers.
So last time we went to Piley's Tower through the underway to get there. And when we got there, well, we snuck through the water and swam and stuff. When we finally actually got there, got a little distracted making macros at the same time. We fought some things in there, like a plant monster, and the plant monster, and some adventurers certainly. And then we went in and found Piley in the basement, and then we killed him after talking the guards into not interfering. After killing him and his lieutenant, we made the tower ours, and then we went home and celebrated the victory. And then we took a month of downtime to send Vincent to the Calvosa for a whole month to shop, after having given Lady Ashwood given her Piley, really, whom she proceeded to, I assume, consume through dragging him into the ground and kill him that way, with roots and stuff. Yeah, I think it's the major part, right?
Yeah, Piley certainly isn't alive anymore after you've delivered him to Lady Ashwood, who made quick work of him, to say the least. You also told her about the tower and its basement, which was a old dwarven construction specifically made to, even back then, siphon Lady Ashwood for a different purpose. However, when the dwarves used it, it went a bit wrong, and the entire basement essentially got ran over by Lady Ashwood's essence, to say the least, for lack of a better word. You did originally intend to use the basement as a hideout or as a lair. However, Lady Ashwood had something else to do with the basement. She crushed the entire thing after learning about it. The tower still stands, with the mercenaries still clinging to routine. Well, the now mercenaries clinging to routine, although it is slightly slanted at this point. It is true that a month has passed. It is now the 2nd of Callistra, I believe the month is called. Callistril, even. The 3rd of Callistril. Vincent has returned some days ago with your purchases, and despite you insisting that it really shouldn't have taken a month, he disagrees. Especially since you have given him such exotic wishes as a child-sized leather armor with dragon motifs. Not easy to find, but he managed.
Rakaix is not the one who tells him off. He's done a great job, everything considered. Proved himself worthy and valuable.
He certainly has never really questioned the things you've told him to do and the things you've asked of him. But yeah, a month has passed, and I'm sure many things have been done by many different people. The kobolds, for one, have finally finished expanding the lair to your specifications, with a large room for food and a large room for them that they kind of are trying to use to its full effect. However, they aren't really enough to make use of that enormous room now. The kobold eggs are supposedly close to hatching, but they haven't hatched yet. But that said, what have your characters done during the month? I know some of you have talked to me and have accomplished a great many things, but surely all of you have done something in this month.
Yes. Rakaix, he came home to the kobold lair with he after defeating the flower and defeating Piley, he spent a bit of a time in the week we had before the basement was locked to recover the remains of the flesh warped flytrap, which he proceeded to work his blood around, channeling his own blood magic, so to speak, and using the potent magical energies of his blood and some onyx to promptly rip the skeleton out of the flower, blood running from it, and making it move and shamble to his will. He himself was very delighted at being able to do this, finally, as it's something that he has wanted to be able to do for a long time. Having loyal servants like that is great. It's wonderful, really. I'd love to tell everybody about it, if possible. People probably don't want to listen. He has since taken it home to the cobalt there. Maybe some farmers saw it, but nobody really seemed to bother him bringing it here. And if they did, he would have been eaten. So, he's currently put it in an old room, thinking that well, it's the best trap we're gonna get. It watches over this room as well, with its long-reaching tentacles. And if we want to, we can move it to the edge, open the little door, and it can shoot down on anyone with it. It seemed like a great place for it. Other than that, he has been training with Avendra. He has a plan to take her with him further. And when Vincent comes home, you also notice that he has a master-worked, very well-made dragon saddle and leather protective harness for him. Very well ornamented and beautiful to look upon. Also has a matching armor for the girl, so she can learn to ride his back, which she has trained with her so that she might not fall off at the first gust of wind. Beyond that, he has encouraged her to read the spell book she got from her father and train with that. And other than that, well, to keep up her work with the bow and try to teach her a bit of what he knows about magic. He's not really the best at survival training, but who needs that when you have magic?
And
Vincent certainly seems to have given her some of that.
And encouraged by the promise to be taken along on your adventures, she has trained quite a bit and is making progress that you wouldn't have thought possible. She actually hits things that she tries to shoot at now.
It's like a montage. He's also been talking to some of his kobolds and shown them the great new beast that he's put here. And they shall know it as the Guardian. Something like that. They will probably come up with another name for it, but they have ceremoniously painted its sides and bones and the mushroom juices, making it shine slightly teal. It is clearly a herald of their master. Yes. I think that's most of what he's been doing. He also helped to wax up with some stuff, but it didn't take that long, and yeah. So that's pretty much it. Most of the time has been spent training with Avendra, or talking and chatting up all the kobolds who have painted themselves in the mushroom juice, teaching them how to live without him and how to continue sort of working towards his will, his divine will, as it happens. That's it. Someone else go.
I guess mine won't take too long. Avonix has been in and out, quite aloof recently. You would know he's been flying around doing patrols out in the deep snow, just keeping an eye out for anyone getting too close to the area, and if possible, dispatching of anyone who could potentially wander a bit too close to our zone. Yeah, this is our area. We've got to defend it. Other than that, keep making sure the kobolds are still working away, gathering any food he runs across the path for them. A little extra stock never hurts. Also, oddly, spending a little bit of time speaking with Vincent once he got back and asking, well, just odd questions about human culture, seemingly trying to understand something about the Smoothskins. Disgusting of an idea as that is for him.
Music in the background. Jonas, Tina?
Next.
Oh, that was it? Oh, sorry. Well, I guess I can go next. Well, I don't think the group would have known exactly what Telraxus has been doing. He's been out of the cave a decent bunch. You have seen him flying south towards Abkin and being gone for days on end. And coming back to the cave to ask questions from the different colleagues from time to time, talking some with our kayaks, seemingly talking like describing some sort of demon ritual and wanting it to have it basically identified by your kayaks. And when he got the information he wanted, he went out again. You will probably have picked up that he has indeed been applying a lot of his manipulative skills at Abkin. And he will inform you once he comes back from all of this that he now has Abkin fairly much under his control. He can make the village do pretty much whatever he wants at this point. So fully has he sunk his hooks into the local political power that none really oppose him in Abkin at this point. And he's quite proud of this achievement, and will probably brag a little bit about it, because he's actually very proud. This is the first time he has tried this sort of manipulation, and it worked very well. He put in a lot of work, but the result was definitely worth it, he thinks.
Rakak seems firmly impressed.
In that case, Arbonix would have also pampered, just thrown questions at Taraxis about how did he do that with the humans.
Taraxis will explain that the humans are easily manipulated. You just need to find the correct pressure point and apply pressure, and they buckle. Everyone has something they fear or want or loathe. And if you can get to understand that, then it is quite easy to manipulate them.
Has there always been a...
Oh, yeah, you're cutting out, Tina.
Has there always...
You're still cutting out.
Why? I don't understand. It keeps muting myself.
Well, it works now.
Has there always been a cactus?
The cactus is a special purchase.
So it is new.
Yes. It's my cactus.
Does Corvosa sell cactuses?
Yes.
And you question why it took Vincent a month to go shopping.
I need a cactus!
Cactus in winter? Syrian pepper?
Oh.
That's what the Assyrian pepper.
There is a small a sapphire encrusted box next to Taraxis' sleeping pile, and in that box is indeed a collection of dried Assyrian peppers that he sort of fishes one out and thoughtfully puts in his mouth and sort of delights in eating from time to time.
Kaix has acquired local cave fish in his lake now. Those big ugly anglerfish that he can talk to. They live off of some of the plankton that oxidize some of the mostly iron in the pool, giving it sort of a blackish sandy rock underneath it. They then are eaten by some of the cave fish. Some big shrimp-looking things and pale white crabs that seem to be blind. Kaix likes to dine on the crab as well, although there are not that many of them. If anyone asks, we'll say that now this place should be able to, decently well hold out with the kobolds. We can eat crabs and stuff if this thing really collapses at some point.
Yeah, we have normally I would be able to siphon off a lot of food and resources from Abkin. The problem is they don't have too much food due to some very unfortunate events in the village.
Mm-hmm. What events?
It appears that the local barkeep is very bad at keeping his the winter's stock in good storage. Much of it has spoiled apparently. It's very sad.
Well, I mean, the kobolds are fine. We looted those caravan wagons for
It's
them.
because they like an ice dragon. That's why it all spoiled.
I don't think it's lack of dragon that has caused that.
Clearly, it is. They don't even have scales. How can they survive?
I mean, all things considered, spoiling might not even be the right word, but
You know, it's gone bad.
Was it your fault?
No, perish the thought. Tyraxus looks innocent as a lamb.
Can I make a sense motive on that?
Mm-hmm. That's terrible.
I have an exactly 50-50 chance to get this.
You know, it's hard for Tyraxus to keep his face straight when he's telling you this because he's grinning so much.
It's fine. They'll be fine.
Oh,
So what did you
they'll be
do?
definitely fine. As I said, I applied some pressure on different people to get them under my control.
Yeah, but what did you do about the food?
I might have poisoned it a bit,
Just a normal day's work.
Why would you do that?
so I could ruin the reputation of the barkeep.
Oh. Okay, no, I understand.
Suck, barkeep.
Right.
For such a tiny
curious-
village, there was a lot of juicy gossip in it.
I
I
don't know.
assume some of you. I assume some of us have bought like magic items now. So, has anyone's appearance changed significantly other than Manakai and his saddle?
Does he keep the saddle on himself?
No, at all.
Yeah. Not really. Tyraxus is a bit blinged out. You know, he has a few like a necklace like of fine silver, maybe mithril even, like attached around his neck, and in it seems to be small runes etched on each of the links in the chain. It sort of glows faintly blue when he goes into battle. And he has some like a what would we call it? It's like a torque, I guess, like a golden torque fastened on one of his horns.
Interesting.
That seemed to enhance him somehow.
Okay.
Impressive.
Interesting.
Oh, I have to tell what Einar's been doing. She has not been that much home, and when she has been studying. Reading a lot of books, but most of the time she has been out in the Ashwood.
Doing who knows what.
Dun dun dun.
Lady Ashwood.
I killed Lady Ashwood. I am Lady Ashwood.
It's a very small forest now.
Yeah. That's the side effect. There's only one tree now.
the rest are all fakes.
Are you
Yeah.
responsible for keeping us safe? Well hidden.
Yeah, I gave up on that. No, she didn't. She hasn't harmed Lady Ashwood. But she needed assistance of study of the forest. She's not being secret about it. Sheep,
Yeah.
did you fix the token thingy?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
Let me fix that really quickly. Fixed. And so, it is that after months, after weeks really, after escaping your prisons, there are no more people trying to chase you, at least not immediately. You have become mere rumors to most, slightly more to others, mostly in Tyraxus' case. All in all, you are quite safe. Although just as you are just rumors, other rumors might not be just that. There might be a lot of truth to them. A truth that could affect you as it could affect others. It is up to you whether to act or just wait and see what happens.
Well, what have we heard?
Well, the things you've heard, essentially, about Empress Santa, about the happenings supposedly in the Cinderlands, about what Vesakarak has told you. Many different sources indicating that trouble is brewing, however, you might just be too small to do anything about it. Or so you could think.
Well, Rakaik certainly wants to do something. He also remembers talking to that shaman of the Moon Clan at one point, saying that he should go back and tell them of the little dragons, that there might still be hope, and that we would one day come and gather them. He also knows that that's basically what the big red dragon pleaded for us to do, in a way that made him not seem like he was really pleading it. A safe faring way. But he was basically asking us to unite the clans to fight Sunta, because he didn't want to be her slave anymore. And he couldn't do anything because he had the red orb of dragonkind. Wouldn't we just also like to get our hands on that? So, I don't really know what to do with it. Break
It
it?
would clash.
Yeah. We can't really touch them. Hey, to put it in a cement bowl and dump it in the whole world.
I'm not thinking about touching it, I'm just thinking about the colours would clash with my icy igloo.
All right. Probably really hot. But he would certainly suggest to the others a plan that, seems kind of far-fetched. But Tilrax has certainly shown that he's capable of interacting well with these humans and such, and he himself thinks that it would be an interesting change of scenery. Kobolds are good minions, but a desperate clan of human barbarians. I mean, it seems to be the kind of thing. He's heard about dragons being worshipped at these kinds of places before. We kind of put a prophecy-like thing out there, so he thinks they had enough time to prepare.
I agree. We should get up in the Cinderlands, find the Moon Clan, and get started. If we are to unite these clans and overthrow Empress Sunta, now is the time to start. Now is the winter of our discontent. As he will pop out of his sand.
Well, certainly it's too cold out there. Maybe we should stay, but,
Too cold.
we have our things. And who knows, it might be interesting, and I certainly don't want to stay here and just wait for the Red Dragon to show up. He knows we're here, and there was going to be a festival at Sunta's palace where little talkative dragon is going to spill all the information he has on us. And then Sunta, according to the Red Dragon, will send him to go collect us. And he's not the kind of type I would want to fight. Not yet, at least.
Right. Yeah, if we are to stand up to her, we need to...
We need to have someone else to do the dirty work for us.
Right.
And, well, we are potentially powerful symbols in fighting her.
Yes.
5 dragons of different colors, all united in one goal. It sounds much grander than it is, really. Nobody needs to know there that we just escaped from a wizard's tower who was using us to make reagents.
Also, who's
Wait,
the 5th
5?
dragon? Who's the 5th dragon?
I'm not sure.
From the back you hear Avenger shout, "I am!"
Oh, it's adorable. It's absolutely adorable.
Looks over to Rakayax, looks over to wherever the shadow is in the room.
Tyraxus just
He's
snorts.
proud of his ornament.
Tyrannos looks over to Arvolix. We will be relying on you quite a bit to get us up the stormy weather to the proper, well, to the Cinderlands proper. It is stormy indeed.
I imagine we would have tried to avoid the draw edge directly into the Cinderlands. We know that the Moon Clan probably didn't just fly up themselves. There must be some sort of pass or way in which they could get up. And if they climbed, they must have a camp somewhere with the climbing gear to get up and down.
I would hazard a guess to say that they probably went through the elevators and stairs of Camargo.
They came from the Ashwood, though.
Did they? Hmm.
Regardless, the snowstorms outside will pose no problem for me. Regardless,
I would suggest
actually
that
quite
we
com-
follow the path along the side until we get to the mountains where we're not going directly into the Cinderlands above. They don't sound like the most hospitable place, and I would rather be in a place that might have a bit more shelter than, well, bare, flat, horrible, burning desert full of horrible, stormy places and winds and such. Even getting up there might have to take care not to just be blown over the side.
Let's see. Let's take a look at the map here. We want to get up to the Cinderlands. Where did we think
They were hiding out around here anyway.
out there? Okay. Well,
We had fled from over here over there.
Well, if we go fly over the forest up here and take this way, yeah, like up.
I mean, I think we can just go here and then go up here. It doesn't look like it looks like the rift sort of ends around here.
Sort of merges with the mountain, probably.
Yeah, so we can probably like find a place that like has a way up here to get into the Vibrant Mountains. I think.
Sure.
Worst
I
case
would
scenario.
suggest what might be there. You know, I mean, it's like the Dolphin Sea,
Mm-hmm.
the cold lair. You know, can expect there to be winged beasts. They are lesser cousins. Maybe they will have respect for us. Although we certainly met some that didn't. But we killed them, so
Mm-hmm.
that's okay. We can kill two, we can kill more. Especially now. We're bigger now.
All right. Well, let's do that then. We'll follow the Ashwood Stormwell Rise edge until we come up on the mountain, and then we'll try to get up that way.
Maybe Einavox can even lead us through there to find some sort of other path that is much quicker.
We move pretty quickly if we fly, right?
You
That's
guys-
true. But I guess we could fly.
Einavox certainly could lead you through the Ashwood, but you would quickly lose sight of the Stormwell Rise and essentially get out of the forest at the point where you want to be, but you couldn't really use it to travel faster while also looking for a path that is not in the forest.
Well, could we go in there and appear near the mountains?
That could work.
Because again, I kind of don't want to just like if we get up here, looking at the map here, and then we get in here. Then what the hell are we gonna do? It's just desert. All of this, flaming hot desert.
I mean, it's winter, right? It can't be that hot.
I think it's always like super hot. I don't know. I haven't been there, and it's not like my guy really has
I
much
hope-
worldly. You would look to Einavox actually
Could make a knowledge geography check.
and ask her if he's read anything about the Cinderlands being cold in winter.
Has she?
Either intelligence or knowledge geography.
I do not believe I have geography.
Does Vincent have geography?
No, I have nature, history, or local. And I am not that particularly smart, but I'm not going to say that out loud.
Well, guy doesn't know anything about geography. I don't think. Nope, no geography. He'll assume that they don't. They are Cinderland. Sounds like there's a lot of cinders. Cinta lives there with all the red dragons. We heard that the white dragons had a lot of them had died trying to fly through it. That doesn't sound like it could be very cold.
I've honestly not feeling too good about this anymore.
Regardless, in that middle cold ice part there, even if it is super cold, we would still be standing in a super cold ice desert, which is not much better. Arguably worse.
What are you talking about? That is better.
Because there's still probably not a lot of rainfall, one would assume. So just frozen earth.
Still better for me.
Even Tilbraxis can't eat it, probably. Yeah, he'd suggest we go near the mountains. It's where the people we're looking for are going to be, and it's where it's probably the easiest to get up, and there's probably also the more, more places to cover and find some sort of shelter. Well, maybe there's a little bit of local kobolds. We could marshal against them, Pristinta,
Unite the kobold clowns.
and march them through the desert. That'd be great.
Well, if you want to head out, I would like to ask you to assemble yourselves outside of your lair.
So I'm gonna leave the undead here. Probably gonna tell the kobolds. Well, could I tell it to obey them? Would that work?
Well,
I
it's
transfer the control momentarily.
you don't think it would work too well.
Oh well, I will then just tell it to. Do the kobolds think they need that way that place?
They have a secondary way they could go, so they can probably avoid it.
All right, because then I'll just tell it to kill whatever living thing it sees, and to not move ever outside of this chamber.
Kill anything it sees except you, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, I think that's something it already understands. It understands a lot of things. It always can identify me. I'm the creator.
Yes, it can always identify you. Doesn't mean, but if you say kill everything,
And then tell the kobolds that they should pull out the rock if there's someone out here that they want to hurt, because then they'll begin to murder things. They couldn't put it up again, so but
move the rock and run.
can always collapse one of these pathways if they get attacked, and then whoever will be channeled in here and have to fight it, and it will never stop. Like, it will continue to murder forever, pretty much. So don't get all murdered by it, Scrivix. I mean, I guess it's intimidating not to look at, really.
It is quite intimidating to the other kobolds.
That is like a blood-dripping skeletal flower thing, warped flower thing. Yeah, they should have enough respect for it.
And I will make Avendra tiny so she doesn't take up all your token. There we go.
Wait, we're taking the girl on this adventure?
Yeah, obviously. Why else should I have this damn saddle?
I have already been through this with him, and he does not listen to reason. Everyone looks.
I have a 10 wisdom. I'm sometimes logical.
What?
I know.
Where's his dignity as a dragon?
I know. Have you heard his family motto?
What is it?
Raxa shoots a glance over to Rakayax. I believe it is petty and prideless.
Well, he's certainly fulfilling the second half. He is over.
I assume Avendra is like the happiest girl in the world.
Oh
right
yes. Oh yes.
Wait,
Does she kick Rakayax with her heels, saying up or something?
This wouldn't be the first time they've flown.
It very much looks like she would want to, but she is trying very hard to resist the temptation.
She doesn't give the commands here.
No, she knows that at least.
Well, we have left instructions with the mercenaries. We have left instructions with the village. We have left instructions with the kobolds. We are prepared to leave.
She looks very majestic in the
packed your bags,
black
Pyrexis?
draconic leather armor with the black sort of black bony bow and all the ornaments really.
You will actually notice that Tyraxis has a small satchel, like on his back between his wings.
Oh,
A
interesting.
little backpack.
Kinda.
Yeah,
he can
I've
fish. He also has a bandolier with a potion and 2 wands sticking out.
Rakax will also comment that it's going to be useful to have her be his hands, because his hands are not. I mean, he kind of breaks everything. So
Can Avendra use wands?
She can.
Tyraxis peers over to her. Oh, it might be useful coming up.
You know, Volnix has like bandages wrapped around the base of his tail for some reason.
The base of his tail?
Just
So,
his
like-
butt, like a diaper.
No,
Tries will look at the base of his tail and like frown slightly. Does it look to be magical bandages?
yes.
Okay. I guess they make the tail great. Does it look more powerful than before?
No, but Volnix just has this general almost you almost feel that let's say you don't his bite might be a little bit stronger than it used to be, it seems.
Okay, doke. Well, Chiraxos will then walk up to Avandra. Avandra. And he will hand over to her something very special for her safekeeping and to use when the time is dire and we need help. She gets a wand of cure light wounds with 14 charges.
Okay. She'll accept it, assure you that she knows how to use wand, although this particular spell might be difficult for her to use, but she can still try.
Okay.
That said, I would also like you to deactivate your mage armor if you are not actually casting that spell, because it only lasts an hour. You can't just assume that it's active forever.
Well, sure.
You have mage armor active.
Oh, okay.
It's, yeah, just an oversight, but that's fine. But now that you're all assembled and it's time to head out, following the Storber Rise, looking for the fabled passage up into the Cinderlands or perhaps the Wyvern Mountains, I would like you to roll your choice of a perception, survival, or profession minor check.
Each or
Each, yeah. I would assume that each of you are kind of looking at the rise, trying to find a decent passage.
I will go for perception.
Perception?
Perception.
I'll open the gate on 25.
That's a poor perception roll.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh.
boy.
That's an actual 20!
What
I'm
am I
about to
rolling
say.
for?
Such perception.
That
What are
is
we rolling for?
to find a passage up into the Cinderlands.
Oh, well, I'm probably just going to let the others do it. I can do that.
Perception, profession minor, or survival. It was. Because I'm sure the dragons have profession minor.
Well, Einavox, in a flash of insight, even before you even get close to the Wyvern Mountains, on your first day of travel still, if you look on the overview map, you would be approximately here. She does find something that at first glance really doesn't look like a path, but compared to the rest of the rise, it is something that could easily be climbed, and perhaps even has been climbed in the recent past more than once. It is a potential way up. It does require some climbing, although it doesn't seem too bad. It certainly is easier than flying up there with the storm that is currently going on.
Would it be like a climbing kind of climb?
It would be a climb, yes, however, not a difficult one.
Climbing is much worse than flying.
It is the occasional hidden serpentine path, occasionally blocked by, well, just sheer rock
Well, I
to
mean,
reach the next step on the way up.
we can take it slow, and if we fall, we can't fly. So
I mean, what kind of storm is it, by the way, Shoop?
It is, well, it's storm.
Just a heavy thunderstorm.
Let's climb.
You know,
Yes.
Rakax is as good at climbing as he is at weaving.
haha! Such climb, much dragon.
I don't know about that.
Not really sure about this whole idea. I mean,
Draxus snakes his way up.
What do we need in...
Maybe I can lower a rope down a little.
You know,
Like,
you know
we
what?
take it in
Screw
increments?
I know it's gonna use her new skill.
Oh,
Yeah, what she's been training to do, because this swimming and climbing shit, she doesn't want to learn it, so she got a new way to do it. Suddenly, a very bright light, and she changes.
She
Oh.
really is the shape-changing dragon, huh?
Oh, you took animal form, did you?
Now she has a climb speed.
Suddenly a big cat.
Puma!
I thought it was going to be a spider.
Oh,
Skitter.
Yeah.
she's a mountain lion. Now she
Out of
has a
curiosity,
climb.
sheep. The water doesn't happen to be icy at all, is it?
Not enough, really, for your ability to work.
I'm just
The
curious.
Any
The
cave fish I
storm-
can talk to?
the storm, especially directly at the rise, is an odd mix of freezing cold and mildly warm. Really, not enough for ice to form on the rise itself.
Damn it.
And
I
there
wonder
isn't
if
really a body of water up there with cavefish that you could ask anything, unless you went out of your way to look for a small stream into the Ashwood.
Could swim up the stream. That might be better than
You remember 3.5 had the rule like roll 80 on your swim check, right?
yeah. I could swim up the waterfall.
Who has a problem?
Well, I can try climbing and let's see how well it goes.
You know, I rolled a 7 and got a 15, so I'm.
I have a bonus of 0, so. Well, there we go. I can't climb up.
You made 0 progress.
Yeah, Rotex does not manage to climb. All other three of you, however, have little problem with this particular path.
Could you take a 10 to climb? Would that work?
The combination of assistance in the form of ropes and other things and a decent amount of time would be enough. It would, however, waste an entire day.
That would be a
fine.
take 20, surely.
Take 10, take 20 makes little difference in this case, though.
I'll take 20 then. I've got to pick. Sure.
You know, if you want, do we have food?
I'm assuming you brought rations.
Well, else Einavax would go out and hunt. She has scent now.
You can hunt in the forest as a puma.
You know what? She'll do it anyway. She's like, I'll go look for some food.
Sure, roll me a survival check.
I'm on a freaking roll.
Did she find food?
She finds too much food to carry.
Comes
Damn
home
it.
really proud with food in her.
He's like
It's like-
killed 7 deer.
Like a whole, no, she killed a whole elephant and just dragged it
Just
home.
saying. This is like the Oregon Trail when you're doing it and you like kill the buffalo and it's more food than you can carry.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a moose, though, isn't it? He kills, and he's
No,
like,
it's
"Oh
a-
no,
it's
I
a
should never
buffalo.
kill. Should never kill." Oh, it's a movie I thought about, the magic
You
bus.
can
I
kill
think.
like 10 buffalo, and he's just like, I can only bring like 1 home, but it was fun.
Ah, that's no. Einavax wouldn't do that. She's just trying to. She's just pulling this moose with all her might.
We're sitting like up there looking down, like, I'm not going down for the moose.
On a ledge.
I just came up here.
No, she's up here.
Oh, what's the landscape like up here?
Well, reaching the top of the Stolver Rise itself is a sheer cliff face of red rock, really. You have been very lucky finding a very hidden path that does look like it is at least known by some of the natives, either living down in the Ashwood, although you wouldn't really know who that is, or someone living in the Cinderlands. The landscape up on the Cinderlands is perhaps not the first thing you notice. It's an odd change, an odd and very quick change from the cold and freezing bottom of the valley into a sort of roaring zone between incredibly hot air and the incredibly cold air below, which might explain the storm. The landscape is a desolate wasteland of red rock with the occasional stretch of just sand. There are occasional shrubs and bushes, but they are mostly fronds and branches, very few leaves. It is let me find you a picture. Actually, let me just transfer you to a new map.
Yay!
You're
So-
copying all of our stuff, right?
I can, yes. I
Oh, yeah.
have made a new map visible for you. Please
Oh.
switch to it and start loading.
Big one.
The moose won't even be poisoned because she's not poisoned as a puma. Poisonous as a puma. It's
Everything's
just
just black.
black, yeah.
Yes. That is the way it's meant to be.
Up the hill. Oh my.
This is interesting.
Kayak is so glad that we went up here, of all places.
Really?
No. look at this place.
Two Ractors kind of feels like home. You know?
I
This
think
is not even
both
sand,
Volniks.
This is like cracked earth.
Just saying, I think both our Volniks and our kayaks are feeling quite uncomfortable up here, probably.
Like, this is not. I mean, it is dry. But Kayak likes wet dryness. Very picky.
It quickly changed from being icy cold with the occasional mild breeze to being scorching hot with the occasional mild breeze. You can quickly leave the storm behind you, however, as that seems to be only roaring directly at the rise, and what lies before you is a flat and seemingly infinite landscape of heat, essentially. It is an uncomfortable, dry heat, perhaps even so that Terexus might have some complaints about it. I will also make another image visible for you, which should not look too different to what you're used to. However, this one has a hex overlay.
Hexes!
Exploration.
Do not worry about hex-based exploration. These hexes are also that's supposed to be invisible. These hexes are mostly meant to signify distance and the time it takes to travel. On a good day with no obstructions, you can travel 5 hexes in a day and still get a good amount of rest.
Gotta explore this hex.
You are currently, I forgot to copy the marker. Actually, let's use a star or something.
So, like, this is where Rakax wants to live, right?
Yes, but we need to salt it. As far as I understand, it's fresh water.
Don't salt it.
Well, assuming those mountains run downriver, I can have exceptional amounts of salt added.
There we go. Let's use
This,
this.
the salt mines of...
That they mine it and throw it in the water.
I mean, would you be okay with that, Manako?
Sure.
You are currently, oh god, the square grid at the hex space is not mixing well.
You know you can activate a hex grid.
I could, but it would mess up all the other maps from this map. You're currently right there.
I'm gonna give this a proper token. Hang on.
Okay.
It was like 4 dragons traveling.
The you are here arrow.
Hmm?
Is it the you are here arrow you want?
We could use that. It's up to you, really. I don't have.
I'm gonna make
any
an awesome
preference.
token.
Okay.
Just you wait.
Well, I mean, I can see we're terribly far away from anything. Can we see the mountains in the distance, or is that just really too far?
The mountains you can barely make out in the distance as grey shadows in front of a reddish sky.
How long do we assume it would take us to travel 1 hex?
You can travel 5 hexes in a day, assuming that the landscape is basically unobstructed.
Well, I mean, we imagine we fly.
Yes.
How long can we fly, actually? Is there a limit to that?
There is a limit, but it is, as I said, 5 hexes in a day if you fly with no obstructions.
Okay.
Each hex is essentially 15 kilometers, I believe.
You should get that overland flight.
I will not. Tell you that. I won't have enough anything. I don't get those things. So I have to spend feats on it. Everyone else, yes.
Yeah.
I'll have magical flight or something. Airwalk.
No, yeah, turn into a cloud.
I only travel as a rain cloud. Well, Rex believes that the Moon Clan said they would be hanging around these mountains over here because they had fled their ancestral home over in these other mountains. So, that's where he would suggest we try to go.
I'm surprised you didn't choose the hexagon token.
Yeah, I like the circle.
Sure, let's use that token.
It's a pretty token. It's a dragon head.
The dragons are on the move.
Or is it the ink test?
Maybe.
It's death.
It's a dragon tiara.
It's death.
I see a battle plan.
Where did the Moon Clan say they were hanging out? West of
I
us?
think they said like they had come from these mountains over here, but Sunta had driven them to cross the Red Waste to go over here.
All right, we head west then.
I think
Towards
so.
mountain.
Do we even know?
We don't
if
want to
they're
really
gonna-
go in here, do we?
Do
Not
we even know
necessarily, not right
how
now.
they're gonna react when we visit them?
Hopefully with awesome jubilation.
No,
Somber acceptance. I mean,
Yeah.
that's fine too. Anything but like in like instant hostility.
If they
works.
start attacking us, we have a problem. But
you know,
Or we gotta deal with them. Find some
Yes.
other group.
I know
Yes.
X could look through the city first, not as you know.
I don't know if they had a city if they moved from their home. Then again, Rikai doesn't really know much about the people up here. Because, well, you've never been up here.
She can turn into any small and medium
Actually, is that
animals.
like a local check? I have a local. Can I make a local check to see what I know about?
Sure.
Can I do a local check?
Sure.
What do I know about people here? Who aren't orcs? He's not really interested in orcs.
Well, you would both know that the people living here are mostly nomadic, relying on horses to get to the different places they want to go and to follow the herds of aurochs that are their primary food source. They rarely stay in one place, although there are some villages and other places that are rumored to exist. Other than that, any specifics you want to know?
Do they generally live in the middle of the Cinderlands?
They would not just live in the middle of the Cinderlands. However, the Cinderlands are not just desert and wasteland. There are the occasional oasis, and often said oases have at least a small kind of presence of nomads that make
sort
use
of-
of the water.
What sort of leader would these nomads have? Like a chieftain or shaman or council of elders or?
It is different from clan to clan, although you would suspect that a shaman always has some sort of leadership position, but perhaps not the highest. These clans are usually known to follow whoever has earned their respect, essentially. Usually a famous warrior of some sort.
Well, that's a very useful trait for them to have. We can earn people's respect. Well, we deserve it, really, but
These people are also known to not exactly respect the standard Galarian pantheon too much. They are the kind who worship spirits and other similar minor divine things.
the element of water, perhaps.
Not exactly elements, however, they do think that many structures and many terrains, caves, oases, each have a spirit that represents them.
You know,
They would make offerings to and build altars. Although the amount of worship really depends from clan to clan and even from family to family.
well, I suppose we should go looking for huge herds of aurochs, or I mean, they leave a lot of tracks, don't they? It should be pretty obvious if they ran for the dust.
I mean,
You know,
So looking,
the most obvious thing we could do is actually look at night, right? Because they probably have cooking fires and stuff, and that stuff would be visible from quite far away.
I know X could track them.
that's true. We could, but I don't. I mean, yeah,
She has
but
sent
only if we can find the actual tracks of them. So a day looking for tracks, at night looking for fires. Might want to just then, because we can't actually fly for that long. Probably, we can fly five squares. Would we be able to spot them from more than one square away, sheep? How does that work?
Looking for Well, a square is essentially 15 kilometers, and to be able to spot a light source from that far away, it would have to be quite the light source.
Yeah, all right. So like a super bonfire. Well, I wouldn't think they've gone too far up into the mountains if they bring like 200 cattle or something.
No, they can't bring the cattle too far up. Definitely.
They would stay at the edge and look for probably like meltwater reservoirs.
Hmm.
Another reason to why you shouldn't salt the water.
I mean, they'll have to deal. I'm sure there lives like kraken or something in that water there. I would love to have some more salt water.
I don't
Or
think
the
there's a
sharks,
kraken in
you
that
know.
water.
You know, it's pretty big. Usually, big bodies of water have some big mythical thing living in the bottom.
Maybe. I hope there's
If
not.
not,
A
it
kraken.
might have one at some point.
Mhm.
Like kayaks and kraken, bro.
Well, then at least you can say release the kraken.
Yeah, everybody needs to want to have that. So I guess we're gonna fly maybe like so.
Fly and try to look for light sources and tracks. Although looking for tracks from the air is going to be a difficult affair.
I mean, like looking for tracks of like hundreds of horses and orcs. I guess would be.
That should certainly be possible, but you might
like the
miss
single
small
rider.
tracks. Yeah.
How are we gonna ever see that guy anyway?
I mean, the thing is, if you, I mean, look at this place. It's Badlands.
And it's
Like,
fucking massive.
If you see something moving in the distance, it's probably like they have nowhere to hide really out here. You know.
Yeah, we can
it's
do the fly
flatlands.
breath thing for most things.
Yeah.
Like, well, they probably have bows. Probably like horse archers. Are they horse archers? Does Inox know that? They shoot people.
They are certainly known to be rather skilled riders, and using a bow on a horse makes sense.
Do they shoot people?
They are certainly known to shoot people.
That's a good
So
question.
that's what you said first. Do they
Alright.
shoot people?
Day one, then we go here, 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 here.
Yeah, we explore the hexes as well.
Sure. I would like to ask for probably survival checks, as you're mostly looking for tracks. Looking for light sources would be a perception check.
Can Inovox use
Is it
her-
either or is it both?
It would be both.
Can Inovox use her, you know, when they look for track, she could turn into an animal with track. She has a big list. And use the
You can't
scent.
fly though.
If you find tracks, you can certainly use your scent to perhaps find out more. However, you would have to find tracks in the first place.
Sure. Not bad.
What?
No, I was just considering a thing, but I might bring it up a little later.
Sure.
Did you do something?
No.
Could Inovox give me a perception check as well? Unless you want to intentionally not look anywhere when you fly during the night.
No, she'll do that.
Oh, sure. Okay, I can do it. Avendra can also do it from where when he's.
Sure. I don't think I have a skill set up yet, though.
Oh.
I'll roll it just for, you know.
Admittedly, I would say Avenger at night can't really see too much because
That is very true. She doesn't have dark
I mean,
vision.
she's looking for light.
Yeah.
yeah,
So-
but she could really look for tracks as easily.
So, I mean, we can't really see that far in light darkness either. If we're flying,
we have
in
low light vision
the
at
air.
least.
I mean,
We have low light vision at least, so we can plot. Yeah,
if it's
She will
not
try to
light,
look for things regardless, but she doesn't find much.
better than me at doing it.
As little as you do. Although Inovox, on your last basically stage of flying near the mountains, does think like some of these broken bushes and parts of footprints might very well indicate that some humanoids have been here rather recently. That is, as soon as you essentially leave the desolate wasteland and enter the more hilly and rocky mountain area. It is difficult to tell where they came from. However, the tracks do seem to indicate that They are likely somewhere deeper into the mountains, higher